Let's talk about Botched. Love Botched, been a fan as long as it's been on the air. My wife quit it and came back. There were a couple of spin-offs of Botched that don't seem to be airing anymore, but Botched is back, and it's a show that I watch pretty regularly. So Botched debuted on E in 2014. It follows Dr. Paul Nassif and Terry Dubrow. Primarily, they're interested in revising bad plastic surgery outcomes. Sometimes that's not always the case. People come in with strange requests and they have to respond to those. But for the most part, it's about bad plastic surgery done on regular, everyday people. Unlike a lot of other shows, it emphasizes complications and bad outcomes of plastic surgery, which is different than shows that promote plastic surgery and promote extreme procedures. It's part of a larger subset of reality shows that are focused on plastic surgery, including Extreme Makeover, Dr. 90210, I Want a Famous Face, and The Swan, and there were some others too. So this is Botched is a spinoff of Real Housewives, two of the seasons, Orange County and Beverly Hills. So there you see on the top Terry Dubrow on Orange County and Paul Nassif on Beverly Hills. Paul ended up not being on Beverly Hills anymore because his wife left the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and they got divorced. But there you see them now, and this show has been pretty successful. It's been on obviously since 2014, and they've kind of made a name for themselves outside of the Housewives realm. So this is going to be a clip of some interesting stories that were being told on Botched. I'll send the link so that you can watch this clip. And then this show was I Want a Famous Face on MTV, and I'll also send this clip. I Want a Famous Face was not on for very long on MTV, but they had several episodes, and it was in its own way a kind of disturbing show. It was an interesting show, and I would say almost entirely unhealthy, and yet it was on MTV for several episodes, and I don't think it performed any service to people that needed some healthy plastic surgery decisions. So the medical literature responded to many of these shows and addressed issues of body dysmorphia, right? People who are unhappy with the way that they look and turn to plastic surgery as a solution. The medical community was concerned about unrealistic expectations, and that these shows promoted negative self-esteem among patients and the general public. So they felt like these shows were not a healthy solution to people who needed to know more about plastic surgery. Botched stands in opposition to those other shows. Uh, what you hear again and again on the show is that bad outcomes happen. Sometimes the procedures are performed by very good doctors. Sometimes Dr. Nassif and Dr. Dubrow are actually complimentary of what the other doctors tried to do but were unsuccessful. Some of these are performed by very bad doctors, often in far-flung places, but ultimately the show's focus on bad outcomes of plastic surgery is different than many other reality shows that cover plastic surgery. It does showcase patients with body dysmorphic disorders, and there's a certain honesty that they have in responding to what those people are looking for, what they might achieve with plastic surgery, what they won't achieve. Some of these people have had many, many surgeries and are at the point where if they have more surgeries, they will do real damage to their bodies. So they often get very honest, realistic assessments of what plastic surgery will do to and for them. They are board certified plastic surgeons, and often when they are sort of critiquing people who go overseas or go to other countries to get plastic surgery, the show emphasizes what happens when you do that and the surgeons are not qualified. One of the concerns that the medical literature raises is that patients are making decisions based on social media and not on the academic reputation of the doctors. So here you see someone taking a picture of a procedure, ultimately probably to use for social media, and that the medical community feels that unregulated social media promotion is way more of a threat than anything that's going on reality shows. And if you Google, sort of plastic surgery, you can find all kinds of advertisements and promotions online and through social media. Now, unfortunately, that I've done this, I'm sure it'll start popping up in my social media feed, even though I have no particular desire for plastic surgery. So this was a very short piece. It was only a couple of pages, but important to understand and really a very positive interpretation of this show. Um, as a show, Bosch communicates the benefits and risks of plastic surgery. The show features very highly qualified, board certified physicians. If you Google, they've been sued as well. Sometimes there are just bad outcomes of plastic surgery even among the best surgeons. But they are highly qualified and way more qualified than many of the physicians that have performed these botched surgeries. They discourage dangerous and unnecessary procedures, often from people who should not be having any more plastic surgery. Sometimes they're successful in discouraging them. Sometimes those people continue to have procedures. They will doctor shop until they find a doctor willing to perform these surgeries. And that the other plastic surgery shows that preceded Botched really had a much more dangerous message about the nature of plastic surgery and what patients can hope to achieve through these kinds of procedures.